Find the gap while people. Please remember to take your belongings with you.
Dear participants, we'll be starting the session in another 5 minutes.
Zoom ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಇದು?
Mechanic.
Good evening, everyone. Hope I am audible. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So, very good evening to one and all. So, I heartily welcome you all for Disciples India Learning Forum. Let us experience the joy of learning. So, request you to mute your phone. Possibly can sit in a place where you are not disturbed. Request to ask questions at the end of the session. Remember, a new learning is always difficult initially, but becomes an habit eventually. For today's agenda, welcome and introduction. Request all of you to mute your phones. Thank you. So today's agenda, welcome and introduction. Journey so far of Disciples India Learning Forum, guest speakers introduction and the session. Disciples India Group, Bangalore is happy to present a platform purely for the joy of learning. It is envisaged to be an exciting learning platform where like-minded individuals and organizations can come together, share experiences, and learn and grow as individuals and organizations. So our objectives are to provide a platform to share and exchange ideas and experience, to create and develop
ವಾಯ್ಸ್
personal
ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ
and
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ
professional
ತರ
network of
ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್
learning.
ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Request you all to mute your phones, please. Thank you. And Disciples India Learning Forum organizing committee members are Dr. A.M. Suresh, Forum Advisor, Dr. B. Rupashri Tantri, President, Mr. Shiv Prasad KM, that is me, Vice President, Mr. Madhumatiyal, Secretary, Mrs. Veeraja R, Joint Secretary, Mr. Akhilesh Yennan, Assistant Secretary, and Mr. Dilip, Executive Member. So as of now, we have completed 122 learning sessions from last 5 years. And some of the learning sessions of this year are done by Srimati Sadhana Pote, KS, on employment opportunities, 74th Republic Day. The session was on nuclear empowerment of India. And we had Mrs. Smita Verma, and we had on the topic on memory management, peak performance. And we had Padma Shri S. Rao as speaker, and we had Mr. Gopal Krishna on importance of accreditation and ranking. We had Mr. Raghavendra on election. We had Mr. Shashank on habit of savings and investment. We also had a topic on Chat GPT. Next was on wellness through Sajjan Yog. We had a topic from IELTS, International Language Testing System, by Mr. Zulkar. and we had Mr. Shraddha R. We had Dr. Kavita, and we had a topic on happiness reloaded. We also had a topic on Indian heritage and modern management and investment planning for retirement for ages. We had topic on three secrets for sustained success. And 120th learning topic was impact of CSR in government higher education. And 121st learning session was importance of results and success in life. And the last session was analysis of heart sound using AI techniques to detect heart diseases. And coming to today's session, this session is in association with ISECT Limited, Bangalore. This is our 123rd online learning session. The topic is soft skills and non-verbal communication by Dr. Naveen Kumar HC. Now I request Rupashri Madam to welcome our guest. Over to you, Madam.
Yeah, thank you, sir, and good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce the guest speaker of the day, Dr. Naveen Kumar. Dr. Naveen Kumar is a PhD in linguistics and a first-class MA in English literature from the prestigious University of Mysore. He has spent over 2 decades teaching literature, language, communication, and corporate skills. He has given public speech, corporate training, and has organized many faculty development programs on personality development sessions on the subject of body language. He has got professional training in soft skills from ICFAI National College, Hyderabad. In addition to his passion for non-verbal communication, he loves to learn languages too. He knows about 7 languages, namely English, French, German, Kannada, Hindi, Telugu, and Tamil. His curiosity towards the changes technology is bringing into English language has made him take up doctoral research on a linguistic approach to e-English. He was awarded with Doctor of Philosophy in Linguistics from the University of Mysore in 2011. He has diplomas in translation, French, German, teaching of English, and journalism. He has done MPhil on Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. He also has gone through a training in acting from National School of Drama. He has trained over 2,000 teachers on teaching English to beginners. He has presented many papers in national and international conferences and has translated many books. And he also has 9 books to his credit. He is presently working for the Government of Karnataka, Department of Pre-University Education at Mahatma Gandhi Government PU College, Kunigal. It's our pleasure to have him as the guest speaker of this session. On behalf of Disciples India Learning Forum, I extend him a warm welcome. I welcome you, sir, and you can start the session now.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you play the presentation, please?
Yes, sir. There's a technical issue. So
He was my student during 2005-7 in ICFI National College. Today, we have this session on my favorite topic, that is communication skills or soft skills, let's say. Soft skills as such is not a very new concept. We had this earlier, but what I mean to say is, like we have got communication skills earlier. Even before that, we had spoken English, we used to say. And now we have got one nice word for all the skills required for you people to address the society or any issues or an organization. You need various skills. Those skills are together under a branch called soft skills. For example, when I was appointed as a soft skills trainer by ICFI National College, which is based at Hyderabad, in 2005 itself, we never knew what soft skills was. And they asked, okay, any English MA person with English MA would can apply for this job, they had said. So this confusion started there itself, because I was already conducting spoken English classes for English Center in Bangalore, and now they're calling something called soft skills. Soft skills is basically. Would you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. These are some headings under soft skills. There you can see that first one itself is communication. Commune itself is related to people. Like how we have got the words called community, communication, telecommunication. We have got all these expressions. Whenever you have some ideas, whenever you have some feelings, you express them so that you get your work done. That is communication. A child cries, that is communication. A boss scolds you, that is communication. Somebody signals at you to come there or go back, that is communication. So all this basic thing, communication itself, is very vast area where we can't, like even there is a joke, no, like somebody was watching a play, and somebody was invited to watch a play, and the actor saw that guest was sleeping, and he was asked in the end, sir, he was sleeping through my play, and he said that is also my criticism. That means even a sleeping person can communicate something to the other persons around. So whenever we are giving a presentation, whenever you are in a class, whenever you are in a meeting, when you say something, people respond to you. And when people respond to you, they are differently responding to you. And taking those hints, you always mold your presentations, mold your speaking. For example, you, as a student, you want a mobile phone, and you need to convince your father that you should sponsor this mobile phone. And how you communicate with your father or your mother is communication skill. So many people get confused with communication and spoken English. Many people think that communication itself means speaking in English. No, we are totally wrong. Communication has many areas where you express something in whatever way you want, and people take it in the way they want, and they respond to you. All these things are under communication skills only. And other headings like you have got teamwork. See, as of now, like people are not, human beings are not isolated beings. They are in a society, and they need to work with other people. They have to share things with others. And teamwork is a skill under soft skills, where it's like playing a chess game. Like when you are a leader, you always play like a chess player, like where to use which pawn, you know that. So you know which person is better in this job, which person is better in this job, and you know how to allocate different jobs to different people and get the work done. And you always know that a team leader always says we, he doesn't say I. Whenever you begin to say I, you become the boss, you don't become a leader. So better teamwork happens only when you become a leader. A leader is one, he doesn't just dictates things. He says, okay, see, I am doing like this. Do you think you can better the thing yourself? Like he doesn't say, do like this, do like that, don't do like this. Many bosses, usually always say don't. But a happy leader, a good leader always says, let us do something. He begins sentences with let us. All these learnings come under soft skills area, teamwork, and creativity. There are many people who are hard workers. There are people who are smart workers. Hard workers always spend more time on a particular thing, and he always poses a pathetic pose, like everybody thinks that he's a hard worker, but how much creativity you have put in your work always matters. Whenever you are creative, you always make a thing, make a work, a happy work. Like you don't seem to be a very hard worker, but the results are all the same or even better. There, creativity plays very important role. Adaptability is another soft skill we are talking about. Adaptability is nothing but, see, you are at a place, and when you change the place, you don't just get easily adjusted to that place. You change people, you change your neighbors, you change your boss, you change your employees. Whenever you get used to those people easily, smooth sailing happens, then you have got adaptability. Whenever I change jobs, I was known for changing jobs in those days when I was not with the government of Karnataka. Like earlier, I used to change job every year almost. So I learned a lot by that, but that is not an ideal thing. You need to learn a lot staying at a place. You can't have the roots of say a rose plant by pulling it again and seeing, okay, whether threads like roots have come or not. You can't pull from one place to another and expect flowers there. You need to stay in a place until you learn something, until you contribute enough to the one organization or company or an institute. Then you move on to further heights. Then and that is called adaptability. So you need to stay there. But when I change places or jobs, people keep on asking, are you adjusted to new job? Are you adjusted to new place? Are you adjusted to new home? I am always there. Like I say that today I shifted and I got adjusted. I am happy with this place. See, this is a mindset actually. When you fix yourself to, okay, it should be like this, then you are not adaptable. If you think that my neighbor should be like this, it's not adaptability. You need to be flexible with everybody. Like you must accept that people are different and places are different. Whenever you go to different places, you need to adjust to those places. Like people are not waiting for you. People like even just think about job applications you write. Any any relevant job or any suitable job, exactly, any suitable job, they write in the application. There are no suitable jobs in the world. There are jobs already, and you need to suit there. What you can do for that job, how can you fulfill the requirements of that job, that responsibility, you must understand that, and you must go and fit there. So that is called adaptability. Next one is problem solving. Problem solving is another soft skill we talk about, and whenever we say problem, we are looking at it in a negative way. We must always say that okay, this challenge, this is the way we should, like when we were placing MBA students in different organizations, we were always thinking that okay, somebody gets a good job in a high profile company like that, and whenever they don't get job in some company, like they get job in some upcoming company they have started just now, we would convince them by saying that, see, when everything is set, you have to go there and get adjusted there. But when the company itself is coming up, you need to go there, and you are the one who are crucial there. You need to develop the company, you need to grow along with the company. That gives more pleasure to you, and there you have got all problem solving skills. A high profile company has got everything in place. There is nothing much you have to do there. No, you do there, yeah, that happens there, that problem will be solved by someone else, and there is a team for that. Such things would be there. But when you go for startup companies, you have to have creativity, adaptability, teamwork, everything should be there when you go for uh, a new startup company. And work ethic is another thing. This is not exactly a skill, but the requirement of values in our lives. Anywhere you go, at home, or on a road, or in a vehicle, or in a bus, anywhere you need ethics. They always say that this Vyapara itself is droha chintana. That means business itself is cheating. That need not be like that. See, there is a product for 100 rupees, and you want at least 20 rupees profit, and you say the cost of the product is 120 rupees. That is business. But for a 100 rupees product, if you say the cost of the product is 200 rupees, and trying to sell that and earn 100%, you have put only 100 rupees and you are earning 100 more. That is not ethics. So you always stick to some values, some basic values in your work life or even your personal life. uh, you have seen traffic, in the traffic, you come across a person who is not wearing helmet, and he is coming on the wrong side, and he is having two more people, like triple riding he is coming. What it means is, a person who is mentally ready to do something wrong, one small thing, and he gets ready to do another wrong thing also. He might even escape the traffic police. Next mistake he might commit, and he might even hit the police and run away. He is ready for that also. So mistake is a mistake, fault is a fault, whether it is small or big, it just matters, like where you have put your values. And critical thinking is another thing. Like at different situations, like thinking out of box, we say there are set solutions for many problems, but the problems are always unique. Like Tolstoy in his Anna Karenina, the beginning of Anna Karenina novel itself is like, all happy families are alike, and those unhappy are unhappy in their own ways. So whenever there is no problem, the companies or organizations or institutions, they go on like that. But whenever you have problems, you have a unique problem. The company you are staying in has a problem which is not similar to the others. It's a very unique problem, and for that you need critical thinking. And critical thinking, somebody is raising hand. Okay. This critical thinking always helps in uh, having unique solution for the unique problem you have got. Others can give solutions, but an individual always needs to have his own personal thinking to solve their problems. Okay, and the next one is conflict management. Conflict is whether this or that, that thing is always there. Whether you should go for the extension of your company, or would you develop the same thing in a better way? Such things, such dilemmas always come in your work life or your personal life. Such conflicts need to be managed, and you need to make choices which would make you happy and your life also happy, and the people who are dependent on you should also be happy. I would concentrate on communication, as Shiv Prasad has asked me. Go to next slide, Shiv Prasad. Yes. Communication, like for example, I have been in teaching for 25 years. In the beginning, I used to teach in the first year itself, I used to teach Shakespeare. I was teaching literature, and Shakespeare's Othello was my text, and I was interpreting it, and I was making the students learn how jealousy works. These things, like after teaching literature for some 3 or 4 years, I begin to feel that everybody doesn't read literature. Let us shift to language. I shifted to language, and I began to teach communication skills, language skills, spoken English, such things. And I begin to feel that okay, there are more people to take these things than literature. So I have got some questions here. Is language so important? Language, there are so many languages. There are nearly 4,000 languages in the world, they say. And it's always strange to think that okay, till some 200 kilometers this language is spoken. After 200 kilometers there is some other language. While introducing, they were saying, I know these many languages and all. See, I know Kannada well, and English is quite well, and Hindi little bit less, like that. But this language is a great thing. The language is a beautiful thing human beings have uh, found out, because other animals also make sounds. They communicate, but their communication can be about present. Like a tiger might make some sound which says that it is hungry, or it may roar, which shows that he is angry. But these human beings who are also animals, they have got so many languages, so different languages, so many signals, so many sounds, and each sound has so many different way of using throughout the world. And once you have learnt a language, you begin to communicate with others, and in such a way that wow, what a language he uses, we say. And these animals cannot talk about past. The animals cannot talk about future, but human beings can. Human beings can talk about imaginary things also. Whenever you haven't seen something, they can use language and talk about some imagination. I might think about, or I might imagine about flying in the sky all alone without any machine. That's pure imagination, and any animal cannot talk about future or past or imagination. It can just respond to the moment at the context. And the next question is, if yes, which language? In the beginning of this presentation, I asked Shiv whether I should use Kannada or English. There are mixed audience here, and I should use English, he said. See, using English is a great thing. I'll come to that in the next slide. Are you good at learning languages? Why do we learn languages? For example, I didn't know Tamil. Earlier, I didn't know Tamil. When somebody said that Tamil is a very complex language, it's very difficult language, then I thought that, okay, why not learning Tamil? So in a single day, I learned all the letters of Tamil, and I began to write Tamil, read Tamil. And when I went to Tamil Nadu for a diploma, there I began to communicate with people there, and I began to read the boards there. They were surprised. You are from Karnataka, and no way you can learn Tamil there. No, I just learned by myself. You just take a book called Learn Tamil in 30 days, something like that. It's impossible, I know that, but they give some hint. Whenever you have got a language, you use it at a place where only those people can understand and others cannot understand. I don't know Kannada. I know Kannada, I don't know Tamil. When I go to Tamil Nadu, people don't understand Kannada. Then you have to listen to their signals. And oh, for water, I should say Tanni. Oh, then Tanni. Tanni. Oh, Tambi, Tanni. Brother Tanni. Oh, then I am learning one word just because other persons are using it and getting water. If I don't learn that word, it may be difficult for me to get water. So when we learn any language, for example, take your mother tongue. Whoever is listening to me here, think about your mother tongue, and you don't know or you don't remember how you learned your language. How you learned your language. Because you don't know which is the first word you learned. Maybe Amma, maybe Ma, something like that. See, this is quite puzzling for me, and I even wonder about the capacity of the brain which learns a language, the first language you learn, your mother tongue, without the help of a textbook, without the help of dictionary, without the help of a grammar book, without a teacher. Maybe mother is the first teacher, we say, but still there is no formal teaching. There is no formal grammar classes you take, but still at the age of 1 or 1.5, you begin to utter words with 2 sounds, 3 sounds, and by 2 years old, you would be talking more. You are making complex sentences. How could this happen? How did you learn a language without even knowing the words of grammar? For example, Kriyapada, we say in Kannada for verb. You never knew this word Kriyapada when you began to use so many verbs in your language. So you have been using a language without properly expressing the rules of the language, without knowing the words of the language, where verb, adjective, noun, these words were not known to you at all in your mother tongue, but still you are using them perfectly. So that's what I have asked here. How did you learn your mother tongue? You don't remember at all, right? You don't remember how you learned your mother tongue. By the time you recall that you know one language, you had already learned it. For example, I learned the second language, English, when I was 10 years old. That is, when I was in 5th standard, I learned English. When I began to learn English, I realized that I know Kannada so well, because once you understand how a particular language works, you will easily understand how other languages work. And they say strange. Tamil is very strange, they say. Chinese is very strange. Japanese is very strange, they say. American English is very strange, they say. No. In my opinion, as a linguist, you know that I have done PhD in linguistics. As a linguist, I feel that a language can never be strange. Just that you don't understand it. Some language is there, you don't understand it. That's it. Many people say that Kannada is so beautiful, and many others say that Tamil is very scientific. All the letters are written clockwise only in Tamil. They say that's why it's a successful language. Somebody said, "Wow, that's interesting." Then when I thought about my language, Kannada, which I was saying that it was a beautiful language, it's anti-clockwise. I is written anti-clockwise. I is also written anti-clockwise, and E is written clockwise. There is a mixture. So even if you leave the reading and writing part also, any language is beautiful for those people who use it as a first language. They always feel that that language is beautiful, they say. So I feel that there, and those people are very happy talking in their own languages, to talking to their own people, and happily talking about something in their own language, and they are happy, they are using it. So how come your language is more beautiful than theirs? It is so dumb idea. Like you some WhatsApp message comes saying that Indian national anthem is the best national anthem in the world. How can it be? Japanese might feel that our national anthem is very rhythmic and beautiful, and Americans might feel that this is having real guts in the national anthem. It is same like that. Any particular language cannot be strange. As I told you, it is just that you don't understand it. Just because you don't understand it, don't call any language as strange, and don't call any language easy also. Whatever is easy for you is your own language. For others, like I was teaching Kannada Kannada script also to North Indians. Those people who are writing Hindi or Punjabi or something like that, like those students were asking me, "Sir, what is this Kannada like?" It's like all jalebi jalebi, they would say. That means for a person like me, I would feel that Kannada is very beautiful, but for others, it might look just like jalebi. And for me, Malayalam looks more jalebi than Kannada, I feel. See, this is where we have our mindsets. Our mindsets say that only our thing is beautiful, others are not beautiful. Only our country is beautiful. Only our religion is beautiful. This cannot be true at all. This is just affiliation towards your own language, your own country, your own caste, your own religion. That's it. You need to have broad-mindedness to think that their language is beautiful for them, my language is beautiful for myself, like that. And that's what I have told here. Is reading or writing your mother tongue very difficult? It cannot be. It is very easy for you. Is learning many languages helpful? Obviously. Whenever you know more languages, your boundaries are breaking. You are going to places. Many people come to you and talk to you, and they are very happy that you know this language. You know this language. After learning German, somebody says danke. They say, "Oh, danke." Danke means thanks. In German, danke means thanks, not donkey. English. So danke is thanks in German, and when I recognize danke and in German, they are very happy. Oh, he knows German. And when somebody says bonjour, bonjour monsieur, oh, that is French. That's beautiful. Bonjour monsieur, I say, oh, they are saying good morning. Then I understand it. See having more languages, having knowledge of more languages always uh, expands your limitations. Like when you know more languages, you have more things to enjoy. You have more people to be friended with, and brain doesn't reject any language or anything. If you are open-minded, okay, let me learn that also. See, we are living in a utilitarian world. In utilitarian world, what happens is whenever something is there, you always ask for what is the use of this language? Why should I learn this language? See, for doing anything, you should not always expect some monetary benefits, because in corporate world, why should we do this? Why? This why question is always there. Like, for example, we poets, let's see, I write poetry sometimes, and when I see a rose, I feel very happy, and I can keep looking at it for half an hour. I keep looking at it for half an hour and I feel very happy. And somebody from utilitarian world, they might come and ask me, what do you get by looking at this flower for half an hour? So we should not always look for material pleasure or material wealth in everything. You learn a language, then you will understand. You learn language simply. Somebody came and asked me, why did you learn French and German? They asked. Why did you learn Telugu and Tamil? They asked. And I said, see, I have learned English and I don't know why I have learned English. I just got a job here. I just got a job of teaching English to students. Oh, did you learn English for teaching these students or earning your livelihood? No, it's not like happily. Whenever something pleases you, you learn it, and it would be useful somewhere, somehow. Just have the pleasure of learning something. Sure. Can you go for next slide? Huh. Now coming to English, is learning English very important? Remember, it is second most spoken language in the world. First most spoken language is Mandarin, not English. Mandarin is spoken in China. Just because the population of China is more, number of people who are using Mandarin are more than the people using English. It is quite strange, but you must accept that it's the second most spoken language in the world. Still, what makes English most important, or why should we learn English or something like that? Because you don't get a person who speaks Mandarin who stands beside you. That person knows English and you must learn English. Chinese didn't go for invading different countries and having their own colonies there, going with the name of business and starting administration there. English did it. So colonialism, we call it. And due to colonialism, English or people from Europe, they went throughout the world and they established their colonies. Then they began to rule. Then there were freedom fighters everywhere in the world, and they went back. Now they have given their language to us and gone back. And now we are talking to them in their language. They are happy. And we are happy because we too go there looking for jobs. We go to America where people speak English and we get jobs there. Again, utility has worked here. And spread of power, culture, and language, all this could happen because English had that imperialism and expansion of their empires and all these things. So they are more political things. We have got British English and American English. Whenever somebody plans to go to America, they think that, okay, British English is very different from American English. They say, yeah, we understand that they are different, but only to some extent only. Like their English is not completely mystifying thing. Like British can understand American English and Americans can understand British English, but in India, we learn British English because mostly we are through this. COLOUR color is more known to us than COLOR color. They say that it's more technical, more scientific. Their spellings are more scientific, American English. But English in general is such a language where it has got lot of words. It has got lot of words. If you see an English dictionary, there are lakhs of words, crores of words. How could this happen? Because the British came to different countries and they didn't only take the wealth from here, they took the words also from here. For example, champak. Champak is a flower here, and this champak became shampoo for them. Right? Yoga is there, and yoga cannot be just an exercise or meditation or something like that. Yoga is yoga only for Indians. And French people came and they influenced all restaurant things, all kitchen things. These things, they came from France, and all machineries came from Germany. So you have got open-mindedness means your vocabulary would be increased. Just like I told, you learn many languages if you are open-minded, then you will enjoy that. In the same way, English language took words from all the corners of the world and it grew and it still grows. And even today, Oxford English Dictionary keeps adding words every year. With the new edition, they add. For example, they have added even short forms you use in your mobiles. Okay, they say that it's e-English. In fact, my PhD in linguistics is on that only, a linguistic approach to e-English. So you have got English spread all over the world. There is a question like, see, they say that in Karnataka, Kannada should be important. Yes, we must accept that because in England, English is important. In the same way, in Karnataka, Kannada is important, but you don't lose much by learning many other languages. Whether see, many people, like I have a friend who has got business in many North Indian states. He sends his products there and all these things, and he was not doing business with big shopping malls like More, Star Bazaar and all. Why? I asked him, and he said that, oh, they want some email communication and all. I don't know English, and that's why I'm not doing that business. Are you? Just because you don't know English, you are losing business there. It should not happen. Give me ideas. I'll give you letters or communication, whatever you want. In the beginning, I gave that, and I started trading with them also. So this is just an example. I don't see that it's just a monetary benefit. When you know language, you have got many connections with the world, and you keep getting happiness from there. From every corner of the world, you learn many things. That happens because you know many languages, and English is such a connecting language throughout the world. Next slide, please. Yeah, if you want to learn English, because I am an English teacher and I have been teaching English for these 25 years for various people. They say that English is nuts. You don't understand anything and you don't know how to learn English. And why this happens? Is it because of spelling? Maybe there are silent letters and all, like whatever we write, we read in our languages. But this language, this English, they write might, M-I-G-H-T, they write, and M-I-T, and these three letters were enough. What are these GH and they are doing? In Kannada, if I write Bharata, Bharata, you don't leave out any letter without pronouncing it. So the next thing is pronunciation. And why this pronunciation becomes a big thing is we have got different types of pronunciations. In a class, in a Kannada medium class, I was teaching something, and there was a word called about traffic in Brazil. I was teaching, and I got a word called accelerator. Accelerator is okay. The driver sees the pedestrian and he puts pressure on accelerator and moves towards the pedestrian. They said, and I asked them, what is the meaning of accelerator? The students, I wanted to know whether they know it or not. They say accelerator. So accelerator is the correct pronunciation. Excuse, somebody said something. Okay, accelerator is the exact word, and when they don't understand it, I need to pronounce it in a wrong way. That is accelerator. Oh, accelerator. I understood now. They say, and even cucumber. They say, And what is cucumber? They asked, and it is just cucumber. So when you say wrong pronunciation, people understand easily because people around them use that pronunciation. We also call them received pronunciation is one thing which is set by the British English people, which is acceptable pronunciation of language anywhere in the world. Okay, so but with the influence of local languages, we keep changing the pronunciation. Even the way I am speaking is very English, very Indian English. So I may not be using the proper intonation, proper pronunciation, any stress or something like that. Like I'm not using, but still, if you people are understanding it, you are into general Indian English pronunciation. Okay, so uh, come to the next slide. Sure. Grammar. Why many people think that I can't speak English because I don't know English grammar. But I recall I didn't learn any grammar as such when I was learning my mother tongue. Why this question of grammar came when I began to learn another language? Then they say that, sir, we don't have enough environment to learn English. So, environment is the thing which teaches you a particular language, not the exact grammar as such. So, we need not learn verb, what is sentence, what is adjective. Without knowing that also, you can always say that Bangalore is a beautiful city. Bangalore is a beautiful city. To say this sentence, you just imitate the people who are talking about something else, like this bus is green. In the same way, Bangalore is beautiful. Instead of bus, you are putting Bangalore here. Is is same. Instead of beautiful, you are using nice. Like that, you imitate some other person who is using that language. You are not thinking that Bangalore is noun, is verb, and beautiful is adjective. That is called meta language, where the words of grammar need not be learned to of starting to the ABCD first. Shivu, can I hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there was a problem, I think.
Yes, sir. There was a power cut.
Okay.
But we restarted.
Okay. Coming to sentence structure, see, the Indian languages work in a different way when it comes to sentence structure, and English works in a different way. For example, मैं मैं बेंगलुरु जा रहा हूँ is Hindi, and ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ is Kannada, but I am going to Bangalore is English. See, Bangalore is in the end in English, but in Kannada and Hindi, Bangalore is coming in a second place. That means these SVO, SOV we say, that's again grammar. Let's not go deep into it. But sentence structures are different. Like what we do comes first in English. Later, the details. I do comes first. Then you do what, where, to whom, and all those things come later. So different sentence structures sometimes trouble the learners of language. Then how to improve English? See, if you want to improve English, you should create the environment around you, English environment around you. You just mingle with people who speak English. You ask them to speak English, you also speak English with them. Mistakes happen when you are learning your mother tongue. There could be problems, there could be mistakes, but you have forgotten those mistakes and you are speaking proper English, proper mother tongue only. In the same way, this happens. Many people say, read newspapers, it will improve your English. Watch movies, talk to yourself, looking at the mirror, or reading grammar books. All these suggestions are okay, but these can improve English only. They can't teach you English. That means if you know some English, then reading newspaper, watching movies, all these things help. But if you want to learn any language, not just English, if you want to learn any language, you need to use it. That's the only thing that helps in learning a language. Go to next slide, please. There are some things here, like to learn a language, what you should do is you be a better listener. Unless you don't listen, you can't learn a language. By listening more, you get more ideas. You don't you see, whenever somebody begins to narrate an incident, you don't listen to the person's narration. You always begin to think, how can I narrate a similar incident that happened to me? So you stop listening. I was a very bad listener earlier, but later with force, I began to practice listening. Okay. See, what stops us from being good listeners is that we begin to think about how this particular person is speaking, how is his style, whether it is attractive or not, is it boring or like that. So what you can do is you concentrate on what that person is saying, not how that person is saying. That is important, I agree. How this particular thing is expressed is important, but not as much as what he is saying. For example, take a teacher. He lesson he is doing, but his style of teaching is not so good, not attractively he is saying. You get bored, I understand, but the thing he is saying is unknown to you. You become good listeners. When you want to learn a language also, you listen to the speakers of that particular language. You watch BBC channel, they are using this language like this. Okay, the pronunciation of environment is environment. So you get to know good language when you listen to people properly. When you don't listen, you can't make your own sentences. So listen to people first, then you will follow. Children learn like that only. They watch your lips when you are pronouncing something. When you are 2 year old, when you are 1.5 year old, you always watch your parents how they pronounce through their lips. Where is their tongue? They observe your mouth only when they pronounce things. Okay, so you should be a good listener. You are showing respect when you are listening to somebody attentively. You don't be over enthusiastic to express your own ideas. You express everything first, because in the beginning of this session itself, Shivu said, okay, all questions can be in the end. Just listen first. So you might be disagreeing with many things I am telling, but when you are not allowed to, you are mute there. So you can't say anything means you have to listen. So this listening always gives you more ideas. When you listen properly, you will have more ideas of your own to say. When you don't listen, when you don't give attention to what others are saying, when you don't give attention to the text you are reading, you won't get ideas to express yourselves. Okay, it's a bank. Like, you keep everything to your head, then you express, then it comes in a better way. Not just throwing the words whenever you feel something like that. They get uh, good shape in your brain if you keep them in your brains. Show others that you are listening to them with attention. You say that, yes, yeah, you continue, you go on with your story. Yes, I listen. Have eye contact, keep asking brief questions to keep the conversation two-way, because uh, if you keep quiet, the other person who is speaking, he might feel that, okay, whether the person is taking my ideas or not, you might get a suspicion. So say that, yes, I am with you. Just go on. You complete it. Then I'll give my ideas. Go to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. After talking so much about talking, now I come to non-verbal communication, my favorite area. See, I was teaching literature, and I began to feel that people don't read literature. So I shifted to language, I told. After some time, I began to feel that people don't always talk. They express through their body also, not just mouth. So I began to show interest in body language. I learned the body language. I am learning body language. I have been learning since 1994. I have been observing body language, and I have been giving sessions studying body language of the people around me. See this body language. Just see the picture here. This is from Zoom or Zoom. Yeah, Zoom. Just check the body language. I'll come back to this after some time. Next slide, please. Okay, do we always speak? Do we speak and consider the speech is more important? I talked so much about speech only so far. We say more without saying more. When you keep quiet, I told, sleeping is also a way of criticism. Our body keeps sending, receiving, responding to non-verbal signals. Non-verbal means a communication that happens without the help of words. Without speaking also, I can express my ideas. I can just nod. And when I keep nodding, people in front of me think that I am accepting their ideas. When I begin to shake my head, they begin to feel that I'm not accepting. Why? What is the problem? They begin to ask, So just nodding and shaking my head, has so big meanings. Means other parts of my body should also express some other meanings. Knowing these things is called body language. Next slide, please. Yeah, Even dogs express their feelings through their body. You can see so many dogs, so many gestures of dogs, doggy language, body language, like body language, it's doggy language. Only humans don't communicate. I told you, man has learned language. That's why he depends too much on language. But dogs or any other animals, they don't depend too much on language. So they have got gestures. You see, first one is alert, the second one is suspicious. See, small movements in their body show different ideas. That's why we say that, don't stare at the dogs. They always think that they are challenging me. Then they begin to bark at you, and maybe they are ready to bite you also. See, if you don't have eye contact with dogs, they just go away with themselves, and they allow you to go. So, like this, human beings also have got different gestures and postures which mean something. uh, when the uh, when the dog is wagging its tail, it means that okay, they love you. When they are not shaking the tail, then you feel that okay, there's something wrong with the dog. When you show food to them, when you show love to them, they always wag their tails. Okay, so that means something. When they have the tail between their legs, they are afraid. When they see a big dog, their tail is between their legs, they are afraid. In the same way, human beings also have got different signals. Next slide, please. Next slide. How? Body language definition, I have put it here. Like, it's a neglected art of communication for human beings. They say that 55% of your mode of communication is body language. Can you believe that? And 38% for tone. Like, when you watch a movie, you say okay and okay and okay, like that. That means with your tone also you communicate 38%, and bear 7% for speech. We have spent most of the time in talking about our speech, but it has got only 7% of weightage in our communication. We say more without saying anything. Actually, they have got more meanings. Body language has got more meaning compared to speech, because in speech, you can tell lies, but your body can't tell lie. You can tell lies, but your body can't. My definition of body language is the way our body displays the feelings we have, not the ideas. Feelings we have is expressed through our body language. See, when a baby has milk from its mother, when it nods its head, it means it wants more milk. When it shakes its head, it doesn't want milk. So this yes or no comes from even by birth. They know this body language. That means body language is there in their blood. Human beings blood itself has got this, and they don't learn. Nobody teaches you to nod your head or shake your head. Next slide, please. Why body language? This is neglected. That's why you have to learn. If you learn, the world is different. Actually, the people around you, you will understand them in a better way, and you talk less. When you understand body language, you know when to speak and when not to, because you will understand who is interested in your speech and who is not. Then you will speak as much as required. Okay, next one. Okay, these are the these basic components. Actually, there are many others. Basic components of body language are these. Non-verbal communication or kinesics or body language are same. They are personal appearance, posture, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, and distance. What are they? Will go through each. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Shivo? Personal appearance means how you look. No. Go to the first one. Earlier. This personal appearance means, no. Next one. Yeah. See, you have got the same person in all the 6 pictures, but the way the signals each picture is giving, each person is giving is different. You will feel different at different pictures. Why this happens is how you appear matters a lot. That's why for our students, we used to say, you don't get a second chance to give first impression. That's why when you go for interview, you go in your best dressed way or good looking way, because you can't say that okay, I have come just like this shabby way and I'll come again, then you accept me. It doesn't happen. So when you have to impress people, your appearance should be impressive. You can't get a second chance to impress people. That might happen later, like through your work and all. Only when they take you for job only, then you can show your work. So first in the interview, at least you should be good looking for the first okay uh, uh, first session you are addressing your employees. You need to be impressive. Yeah, what you have in your brain is more important than how you look. But how you look also matters. In body language, they call it personal appearance. Next one. Posture. I have been using this picture in many presentations, but this picture was not about body language. I took it from randomly from somewhere in the internet. And see this. Uh, See the way they are sitting, the way you stand or sit, in a static position, that's called posture. In this first person, there are 4 people here, and the first person is crossing the leg away from these 3 people. Okay, her left leg is crossed away from these 3 people. That means she is not interested in these 3 people, and so she is interested in newspaper and not bothered about these 3. And the second girl is crossing her right leg towards this third person who is a man, and she is interested about what she is saying to him. That's why her leg is crossed towards that person. And the third person who is not crossing his legs mean that he has a balanced mind, and his body is not turned towards the second lady, which means he has got a balanced mind there. Only head is turned towards what she is showing and explaining, and not happy in the face also. So this shows that he is not he hasn't got inclination towards the second person. See the fourth person there. She is very much interested in what these 2 people are talking. So her body is completely bent towards these 2 people, and her leg is also towards these 2 people. This shows that a posture always matters a lot. Whenever you see 2 people sitting beside each other, you just see the crossing of the legs. You will understand whether they are with each other, whether they are away from each other, whether they are liking each other or not. You will get to know whether at least for that moment, are they having similar ideas or different ideas. Next slide, please. Gesture. Gesture is your movement of hands, or movement of legs, or your body, or your shaking of your head. How do you move your Yeah, their gestures are saying something. Can you hear me? Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So you have got their movement of hands which say something like maybe Rahul Gandhi is worrying. Yediyurappa is having a critical thinking there, and Devegowda is making a new point there, and Modi might be confidently saying some decision of his, and this lady who is unknown, she is asking a question, right? Just by looking at the hands and their head, her head, you can see that she is asking a question, and that question is yes or no question only. You just observe, you will understand that it's an yes or no question, because she's asking, is it right to do that, or can we do like that, or the answer should be yes or no only. So these micro observations can make you understand how important body language is. Next slide, please. Facial expression, they say face is the index of the mind, and you have got many expressions to make in your body, and instead of body, like face says everything else. Like you can see all the expressions given here, and you have got Amir Khan in 3 different poses, and his face something like his cynical expression is expressed in the first picture itself, and his foolish expression is there in the corner one, the top, and showing fake interest, attention in the last one, you can see, and you can see the hug of Sadananda Gowda and Yediyurappa. Sadananda Gowda is happy indeed, and Yediyurappa is worried. You can see that, and you are expecting someone. Nandita Das is showing that you are waiting for somebody and you are expecting eagerly for somebody, and you can see the pleasant expression of Dr. Rajkumar, Kannada actor. So face has got something important to express what many other parts of your body cannot express. Next slide, please. Eye contact. Eye contact is very important in body language because when you have eye contact, it means a lot. It is like attention, like in my classes, I always see if there are students here in my class, they remember, I always ask them to look into my eyes while listening to me. They say that I am looking somewhere, but I am listening to you. That doesn't happen. Whenever you pay attention, you always look at the eyes of the person who is expressing. That's why you can tell lies easily through a telephone, not when you are standing in front of the person. Whenever you are facing somebody, whenever you are looking into somebody's eyes, it's very difficult to tell lies. Okay. See, this is another gesture of H.D. Kumar Swami there. He is looking at the person from above the glasses there. This gesture in body language says that is suspicion. Whenever you are suspecting about somebody, it means their body language would be somewhat like this. So this is eye contact. The next one. Okay, I have missed something, I think. Distance I have missed somewhere, and my time is up, I think 7. So distance is another thing. See how close you are looking, you are standing at somebody, and how far you are standing at with somebody matters a lot. Whenever you trust a person, you always go nearer to that person. When you don't affection towards the person, you stand at a distance and talk. Whenever you talk to a colleague, you stand closer and talk. But whenever you are talking to your manager, your boss, away and talk. That shows that you have mental distance from that person. Whenever you are close, you just go near to that person. You might put your hand on the shoulder also and talk. That shows the level of closeness you have got with the other person. So distance matters a lot. Like you have seen in lifts, whenever you enter a lift, nearer to me, then I become very conscious and I become very silent. Once I come out of the lift, I become natural and I become open-minded. So distance also matters in body language. I end my presentation on body language here because I have too many things to say about body language as such. Once I had given a session for 5 hours continuously on body language. So this half a session on body language would not give justice to that. And I have just introduced you to body language. There are many more things which are there in body language and literature you have to learn. You need not learn, but you would enjoy learning these things. Like these are like small pleasures you get in life by learning language, using language, without using language, using body language, understanding body language. All these things are pleasant things for me, and I urge you people also learn some things. When I have an opportunity to talk to you again, I'll go through this and I'll take more time in telling you more about what I have learned. Okay, so here I conclude my presentation. We had some technical issues, I understand, maybe because of mine or there or something like that. Okay, so I have last thing to say here. Learn to say I don't know. That's not a very bad thing. Just say I don't know. That opens the door to learning. Accept that I don't know everything. You say something like that. Okay, when you say yeah I know everything, nobody would be interested in telling you what others might say. If you say I don't know, they would say all the things they know and all the things you know also. You'll have better knowledge of the same thing. So be better learners, be better listeners. You'll enjoy everything. So learn to admit your mistakes before someone exaggerates the story. So once you accept the mistakes and be humble, then people won't make fun of you also. They say that, okay, you have been very humble and honest to accept that you don't know. So go on with this. I conclude my session here. Over to Shu.
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful session. The participants, any questions are there? Anything you want to clarify? You can clarify with Dr. Naveen Hademane, sir. You can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, you can unmute and ask the question.
You can remove the slide there. You can go to the.
Yes.
Any questions?
There's one question in the chat box, sir.
Uh-huh.
How do you differentiate body language from attitude?
Attitude is a part of your mindset, and body language shows what attitude you have in your mind. This is the difference. See, when you have some attitude, you will show that attitude in your body language. See, when you are very overconfident or anything like that, your head is held high, and that shows that you have the attitude of high confidence. So attitude these days is seen as a negative issue. No, attitude is just your mindset. It's not negative. You can have good attitude, you can have bad attitude, but attitude itself is showing attitude is a very common dialogue these days. I have heard common sentence expression, but it's not so. Attitude can was very much positive word to use, and your attitude is shown in your body language. You can't change your body language just to show that you have a different attitude. You can tell lies, but your body can't. I repeat. Next.
There's one more question from Mr. Rajesh.
Uh-huh.
So I work in an organization. Here the work ethics is bad. How do I cope up?
Okay. See, coping up with a bad, what did you say? Ethic. Work ethic. See, this is like a miniature society. You can't change the other person. You can't change your father. You can't change your wife. You can't change your partner. You can't change your any other person's mindset. One thing you can be sure of changing is only yourself. The company you are working in is a miniature society. You can't change somebody in the society, means in the same way you can't change the people around you, the employees around you, the employer in front of you. What you can do is you can stick to your values. You can stick to your values. Don't compromise with your values just for you want to become one with the lot. There are so many people who are breaking the rules, and okay, let me also break the rule. What is there? You might think that's not the way. See, however they are, I can't change them. At least I would change myself and I would stick to my values. Then there might be few people who look at you and change themselves. They might become good. They might change their attitude. They might follow your values, which are good enough. Yeah, I understand. The right paths are always quite difficult. There are many easy ones, there are many shortcuts, but shortcuts and easy ones and cheaper ones, clever ones, cunning ones, these can't give you happiness for long run, because whenever you are alone, you understand that this is not ethical what I am doing. Instead of feeling guilty some other time, stop doing something wrong now itself. You would be happy with even the little success you get. What is the use of having big success on a wrong way? So we always say that ends and means both are equal. You might get many things, but you need to be on the right path. You can walk half a way, but you are happy with your way. Be happy with your way. That's right.
Excuse me, Pawan Kumar, you raised your hand. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Jai Shri Ram, sir. Sir, I have a question regarding, you said that people must surround themselves with people who are speaking in English. Now, there are two types of people I have met.
Okay.
One is that they are just first generation learners. Okay, and I'm speaking about Indians only. They are first generation learners. They want to learn English. Their parents, the parents of the children also want their children to learn English and speak good English. And they don't have that much of backup of technology where they can help themselves with learning English.
Okay.
Like, for example, as you said, listening to the BBC stuff and everything. So they can't do that. So
Okay.
whatever exposure they have of English is from the English teacher or at their school, wherever they are going.
Okay, okay.
And if they are lucky enough, they might get somebody who is really good, a good English teacher. Or otherwise, they are having the same native speaker teaching them in English. Their own native speaker as a person, they
Yeah,
are teaching English.
that is less likely to happen, but still,
And there are another who
Mhm.
are great scholars.
Mhm.
They are scholars in their own field,
Okay.
their own subject, but
Mhm.
they are not able to communicate in English.
Mhm.
And they are scholars, but they fear to speak in English because they are not comfortable with the language. How
Okay,
would
okay.
you how would you say that they could
Uh,
help them help
See,
themselves?
what I suggest is you must listen to those people who have learnt English recently. For example, say there might be classmates.
Hmm. Yeah, I have also suggested the same to them.
Naveen sir, you're there? Some network issue with Naveen sir.
Would help a lot. And observing the usage of language by those people would help a lot. And that would always give them a greater lesson for learning English, because they would be using English in the context, like whatever they are. Okay, let's go to the class. Let's bunk the class. Or would you go to would you go to meet the HOD, something like that, so very contextual speech would always be better in the early stages of learning a language, because
Yeah.
we give commands and all, like teachers always say, please come in. They say ಒಳಗ್ ಬಾ, you might be saying in Kannada, but please come in matters a lot for those students who are learning English for the first time. And as I said, the first generation students, they need these short expressions which are correct. Many talk about fluency in English. See, I am not for that. Fluency comes naturally when your language is correct and confident. See, when you don't know the correct language itself, what is the use of speaking it in a very fluent way? You might be making mistakes fluently. That need not happen. I learned this from my typing teacher. My typing teacher always used to say, you have to type properly, correctly, not without mistakes. Without mistakes, you have to type. And
Hmm.
what is speed, I would ask? And speed comes naturally. Once you know the keys, speed comes naturally, but you need to speak correct English. When you speak correct language, the fluency comes naturally. Don't try to use fluent English even before you know correct English. That's
Correct
what I.
English.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your words and
Thank you
expression.
so much, sir. It was a very enlightening session. Of
Ah,
course, and many things I'm sure the other listeners would also agree with me. We could all relate to. It was very
mhm.
nice. And that is how we come up with the questions because we could relate to you. Thank
Sure,
you
sure.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Any other questions? Participants, you can unmute and ask the question. There's one more question in the chat box.
Mhm.
Seeing the present scenario where translation is happening to Google Translate, do you
Okay.
think language is helpful? What?
Uh, I I bluntly say that machines are. I pity with the machines. Many translation is also done by human beings. But as you have seen in Robo, the movie Robo, it is like that only. They don't have any feelings. Machines don't have feelings, and you must teach the machine the emotions of the language, how you could translate them, how beautiful it is. If there is a sentence like this, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, if you translate like this, it doesn't mean anything. See, machines don't understand the feelings, but you can make machines, you should help machines understand human emotions and express them in a better. But as far as I can see, machines are doing better than before. They are not as dumb as they used to be earlier. They're doing better work actually. Even voice typing and all, they are doing their work very promptly, and machine translation is getting improved every day. Every moment it is getting improved, and they get the help of language experts, and they are doing better actually. I have been through this translations since 1999. I did my translation diploma then, and since then I have been seeing already 24 years. I have seen that machines are also doing better these days. But you must have your own common sense while using the machine translation. You can't just trust the machine and think that, okay, the whole page, give it to Google and it will translate. There should be an eye on those translations also, because there could be big blunders.
Very true, sir. Very true. Yes. So there are a lot of questions and a lot of feedbacks which has come to sir. Some of the feedbacks.
Shivu, you can share my number there.
Yes,
if somebody has a doubt, they can directly contact me.
You can share your online. Now you can say the number, sir.
Yeah, my contact number is 9686195909. I repeat, 9686195909. So you can message me on WhatsApp. I would love to respond to your queries, and you can express your opinions also about the session. Still 70 participants are there. You can just share my number anywhere required regarding the matters of language, literature, and body language. Anything related.
Yes.
And soft skills, which is a big umbrella which holds all these things.
So
yes, sure.
We can read out some of the messages, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. It has been a wonderful session. Session, we got to know a lot about the body language. Thank you, sir. We are from St. Anne's College.
Okay.
Thank you. Wonderful session. Very informative session. Got to know about body language. Wonderful session. Thanks a lot, sir, for taking us towards the non-verbal communication. Thanks a lot, sir. A lot of messages which are slipping in the chat box. Thank you again.
Thanks, Shiv. Thanks for this opportunity. And I got an opportunity to see all of you and talk to you people. It's not like meeting the people in person, but still I could say something to you people, and some of you have communicated with me, and this goes on. Communication goes on. As long as communication is there, we would be in touch with each other and learn a lot. Thanks, you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. We have come to the end of the session. That is word of thanks. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being a part of this session. It was a wonderful session, actually. So very much thank you again, sir. And dear participants, I have shared a link in the chat box. It's a feedback form, and kindly fill up the form, and you'll be getting your e-certificates in 8 working days.
Okay.
So thank you again, sir. Thanks for being a part of this session.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thanks you. All the best for your future sessions also.
Thanks a lot. Take care all.
You too.
Have a
You
good
too.
night.
Bye everybody. Bye. Bye participants.
Dear participants, again, a message has been sent in the chat box. Kindly fill up the form to get your e-certificates. Thank you. Take care.